What's going on, guys? Super excited to bring out this video today because thanks to Range, we finally got our hands on a Pulsar LT. So you might have seen my previous videos on my 2018 Silverado where we did the V4 module to prevent the truck from going into V4. It made the truck drive 100% better. You don't have to deal with the helicopter sound with your exhaust if you have a loud exhaust like I like to run. And it just overall is a must-do in my opinion. And so this thing is like that, but on steroids. So this thing has a ton of different options, starting with obviously disabling DFM, which these trucks are DFM instead of AFM like the previous body. These can actually drop below V4. So obviously you want to turn that off. You want your truck VA all the time. You're also going to be able to turn off auto stop start, so you don't have to hit the button every single time you get in the truck. You're going to be able to have 5 different throttle positions, so like your sensitivity can go real high if you want it to be real super sensitive. As soon as you touch the gas pedal, it immediately starts going, or you can dial it back somewhat at like factory if you like that. You're also going to be able to remove the 98-mile-an-hour speed limiter, which I know a lot of y'all are really bugged by. And then your TPMS sensors, you can actually adjust them. So let's say the factory requires it at like 50 PSI, but you don't want to run that much. If you don't, then you're going to have a dash light. Well, with this, you can actually turn that back down to whatever it is so that you don't have a dash light for your low tire pressure. So just a bunch of different options. Super awesome, super excited to install this. It is a little bit more tedious than obviously the previous model where you just plugged it into the OBD2 port, but it is going to be super easy. I'm going to show y'all exactly how to do it. Everything is controlled through the steering wheel and on your cluster, and I'm just super excited because this thing is going to make the 6.2 come to life. I know it is, but it's going to be the exact same for the 5.3 guys out there. Exact same process. You're going to get the exact same benefits. This is going to be, in my opinion, one of your first must-do mods. So let's go ahead and get this thing installed and see my reaction with it. Got a little pamphlet with our instructions, and there she is. I'm so freaking excited about this. I've been, since before I even got the truck, wanting to do this. So this is all there is to it. We're going to have our little control module. This is actually going to be in line with the truck, so it's going to kind of override. And then we got our little double-sided tape to go in here to mount this. Some zip ties to clean everything up, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and read the instructions and get this install started. First things first, go ahead and pop your hood. Then we're going to take the negative side of our terminal off before we start the install. 10mm. So right here in front of our air filter, we're going to actually be disconnecting this in order to install the Pulsar LT in line. So, little red tab, get you a flathead, pop that guy straight up. Down here in the corner, you're going to push right here, grab the other side, lift it, you'll see that dial spin, lift it all the way up, and then this will be disconnected, and we can put the Pulsar LT in line. So in order to have as clean of an install as possible, we're actually going to detach this so our new one can mount there and we can tuck it all away so it's not just sitting here flopping around. So I'm going to tell y'all real quick in case I can't get it perfectly filmed. But a little Christmas tree right down in there, and then right here you're going to stick a flat piece of something. I'm going to use a pair of scissors down in there, push against it towards that way, and then this will pop up and then this will remove so that we can install our new one. I'm going to throw the camera up, but just in case y'all can't see it that well, that's what you got to do. So go down in here. You can grab your little Christmas tree, pull that out. We're gonna come up here, take you some scissors, something flat, whatever, in there, press against it, and there she is. So now, all free, we can install the Pulsar LT and tuck it away nice and clean. All right, let's take our new harness, plug the lower portion in, go ahead and lock it in. Slip this guy down here. We're going to tuck our wires away. Down here in the bottom there's a little, not a zip tie, but it's a little connector that holds this wiring to another one. Unclip that so you can feed this down. And we're going to lock this onto that bracket. Let's get this out of the way. Lock our new one down, and then we're going to be running this guy to wherever we want to mount it. I think I'm going to mount mine right here. Then we're going to go back with those zip ties, zip tie this thing so it's not flopping around down there. We're going to mount it right here on the side of this. There we we go. She's gonna be just like that. So let's grab our Velcro. Just line it up where it's gonna look nice and pretty. And stick it on there. There we go. Let's check out the final install. Nice and clean. You don't have a bunch of wires sticking up that look out of the ordinary and ugly. Through one zip tie here, we stuck that on there obviously. Right here, zip tie just to hold that wire from bouncing around below. We got one zip tie right there, holding that up. We don't want it touching any coolant lines or anything like that. And it's a pretty much factory looking install. Super excited about this. But the real exciting part starts now. Let's hop inside and program this thing. All right, so we're gonna go through here together and y'all are gonna learn with me. So don't put your foot on the brake, but hold this until it's in the run position. All right, so now we're gonna go to speed limiter. That's gonna be the first thing. So we're gonna be using our cruise cancel and our set and reset. So my truck connected to my phone, but I got y'all back going. So we're in here, held that, it sweeped. Now we're at the first one being 10 miles per hour. So we're going to access the program menu, select mode 10. So let's select that. Went to 140 and it's got it at 112. So we should just be able to, that's weird, it said 112, it's normally 98. Maybe the 6.2s actually are higher. So we're gonna just set it at 135. I mean, there's no, we're never gonna go that fast, but let's go ahead and hit cruise cancel. So that should be set. Sweeped 140, back down. All right, we should be good to go there. So TPMS, we're not gonna mess with that. Tire size, let's go ahead and hold cruise cancel, get back in there. All right, we've sweeped. We're at 10. We're gonna skip 2 because that's TPMS. My sensors and these wheels are from my 2018, so they won't work here. I'm gonna get some new ones. We're gonna go to tire size, cruise cancel. It's gonna jump back down. They are 32, that says 32. So we're gonna accept that. And then we're gonna go up to 32.5 because that is what the stock tires are on this truck. I'm gonna accept that. Now we're gonna go to just straight 32. These are actually half an inch shorter, but they are wider. So we're gonna accept 32. We do not have a decibel, so let's accept that. It should sweep, there we go. So our speedometer should be corrected. We'll obviously have to test that out. All right, let's go axle ratio. We're not messing with that. Auto stop start. So let's hold this again. This is gonna be 60 miles per hour, the 6th one. So let's go up to 60. Let's go ahead and enter into that. Okay, 0 is working. 10 should be non-working. Let me just double check that. Yes, 10 is disabled. So let's accept that. Auto stop start is off. So we won't have to hit our button every time we get in the truck now, which is freaking awesome. All right, now we want to turn off DFM, dynamic fuel management. Let's go ahead and hold that. Sweep it again. So this is going to be 70. Let's go up to 70. Hopefully y'all can see everything. So we're going to enter into that. Let's jump up to 10 once again. disabled. Sweep again, and we'll be completed. DFM auto stop start is off. So now we're actually ready to take the truck for a drive, and then we'll mess with our 1 to 5 on the throttle sensitivity. We'll get into that in just a little bit after we go for our first drive. But yeah, we're done, dude. So we're ready to fire it up, take it for a spin. First cruise, and I'm happy to report everything has worked flawlessly. So immediately when I cranked the truck, I reached over to turn off stop start just out of habit, and then I'm like, oh well, we just disabled that, which it worked. The light's off, it's not working. Beautiful. We're cruising in 10th gear right now, no DFM. Awesome, that's working. I know you can put it in the manual mode, leave it a gear low, it's not going to work on DFM, but you're going to have to do that every single time. Put it in manual, bump it all the way up to 9. This is a 10 speed, or bump it up to 5, whatever the case. You're going to spend the same amount of money in gas over a period of time that you are going to spend on this, just by keeping it out of that overdrive gear. So at the end of the day, if you have the money to buy this, it's totally worth it. You can argue that all day long about not having to spend any money to put it down in manual mode and turn that off, but at the end of the day, like I said, you're going to spend just as much money over time in gas by keeping it out of that overdrive gear. So I'm a firm believer in this. Our speedometer is corrected, thank goodness. I just checked at GPS. Since we did go down 0.5, even though these tires look much bigger because they are wider on a wider wheel, we actually were 0.5 shorter than the factory tires, and so it had our speedometer jacked up, and we weren't actually going as fast as what it thought we were, and it was messed up, and it was super annoying because I was having to be mindful of, hey, this is wrong, you're going too slow, you're going too fast. So now we are perfectly calibrated, brought it back down that 0.5, and it's perfect. I'm stoked on that because I don't have to think about it anymore. I just drive, look there, the number that I see is the number I'm going. You got sensitivity of your throttle, so a pedal commander, which is like what, $400 itself. You got that built into this. You got auto stop start turned off, DFM turned off. You can adjust your TPMS sensors. You can adjust your speed limiter. You can adjust your speedometer, calibrate it for your tire size. Like, this has got so many awesome features built into one thing. So it is a little pricey if you look at it up front, but if you break it down to all the features that it has and the simplicity of the features and how you can go in here and adjust things, it's a must buy, for real. You have to get this thing if you've got literally any 19 plus, 5'3", 6'2", doesn't matter. You're gonna see huge improvement. You're gonna love it. And as far as fuel economy, I don't know for a fact, but I can just about guarantee you we're not gonna see any decrease in fuel economy by taking off DFM, because in my last truck, removing AFM, literally no difference. Actually, most cases, it would actually get better fuel economy because it's not having to jump in and out. It's super annoying. Unless you're constantly driving on a long, straight, maybe downhill road, AFM, DFM is not gonna work enough to actually save you any fuel. It's just gonna get on your nerves and be annoying through your exhaust. So don't worry about fuel economy. If you can keep your foot out of it, because we are bumping up the throttle sensitivity and you're gonna have a V8 all the time, so you're gonna wanna romp on it. You do away with that, you're not gonna have any MPG loss, I can just about guarantee you. Now you go doing this, then you will, but dude, it's a proper truck now. Like, unfortunately, GM has to do what they have to do to get these trucks out to us, so they have to put all the DFM, AFM crap. But thanks to Range Technology, guess what? We got a solution, and now we can have our truck exactly how we want it. All right, so we're gonna adjust our throttle sensitivity real quick. We'll probably make a whole video dedicated to that. If y'all do want to see that, we can have like literal side-by-sides adjusting on the fly, showing y'all the difference. But essentially you have 5 different settings, from 0 being stock, 10 is reduced performance, 20 increased performance over stock, and then it just goes on more and more until 5 is like maximum sensitivity. As soon as you breathe on the throttle, it's gonna be wide open. So all you're gonna do, if you have cruise control off, your truck can be running. Cruise control off, use your set reset. 0 is, like I said, stock. I think we're gonna go up to 3. Should we try 3? I don't know what it technically comes on. Maybe it comes on 0. Okay, let's let it idle back down. Bump it up to 4. Let that drop back down. Oh, I'm assuming it's adjusting it for the revs too. Let's just check it out. So this is on 4 throttle sensitivity. Holy crap. Okay, that was like this much pedal and she was truly ready to rip. We got it bumped up to 5. We're able to creep still. Yeah, she's a ripper. Oh my God. You breathe on the throttle and it's dumping the gears. I also do notice it likes to hold gears more now. Like since DFM's turned off, when DFM was going and you need to accelerate, it usually just immediately dump a gear rather than just popping into V8. Oh my gosh, it's such a big difference, y'all. I'm not even joking. All right, guys, well, that's about gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. Hopefully this video helped you with your install or maybe your decision making on whether or not you should get one of these. Personally, I 100% stand by it. I think it's great. It fixes everything that I disliked about the truck, so I definitely recommend it. But it is pretty pricey, but you get a lot of things in one box. So ton of features, y'all saw. Ton of different things. So personally, I think it's worth it. If you want to pick one up, I'll have a link to them in the description. They're possibly on back order because every time they get them in, they're selling like hotcakes, so they're having a hard time keeping them in stock. But it's definitely worth the wait in my opinion. But anyways, we'll have an updated long-term review on this thing once we get some good miles on the truck. But as of right now, absolutely loving it. No issues whatsoever. So with all that being said, hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you in the next one.